Well, hi there. Carter Jansen. I'm with Nature's Liquid Fertilizer out in the field with Cody Fast from Fast Ag Solutions. We've got a little bit of a test area out here. Cody, why don't you introduce yourself and tell them what we got going on?
Yeah, great, Carter. Cody Fast, president of Fast Ag Solutions, and we also farm here in Southwest Minnesota. I farm with my dad and brother. So Fast Ag Solutions, we're based out of Windham, Minnesota. We make sprayers, liquid fertilizer applicators, and then also strip till equipment. So that's kind of what we're looking at out in the field here. Is we made some fall strips with our 60-foot Duraplacer toolbar. On the north half here, we put dry P&K in the strip, and on the south half here, we put liquid P&K with nature product strip. So we have a nice side-by-side test that we'll monitor throughout the season.
Yeah, tell us a little about the toolbar. Maybe break down the process of how you applied it and kind of the order operation.
Yeah, so first of all, we made fall strips out here with our 60-foot bar. So we had a dry system on that. We used the Dawn Pluribus row units. With the Pluribus row units, we can set them up with coulters, we can run mold knives, we can do hydraulic down torques or pneumatic down torques, so a lot of different options.
Yep.
So on the north half, we applied dry P&K. On the south half, we just made a strip, but didn't put any dry P&K in the strip. So then what we did this spring is we took our 60-foot Duraplacer with the Yetter strip freshener CCs that had a 2,400-gallon liquid tank, a 24-row 60-foot toolbar. And with that, on all of our acres that we strip tilled this year, we put down about 25 gallons of 28%, 2 gallons of ATS.
Mostly PK, a little bit of sulfur. But the big thing there would be our patented test aspartate. So Cody, you mentioned strip freshening, right? Maybe maybe tell me what that is. Like why strip freshener?
Yeah, for us, liquid's a big part of our program on the nitrogen side, and we're excited to see what it does on the P&K side as well. So with the freshener, what we saw on our strips is, strips look good going into the spring, but with the freshener, what it did, it made them just a little bit wider, a little bit easier to plant into, kind of made them level a lot more consistent. So when we came through with the planter, my brother planted this field. He said he was able to go about a mile an hour faster than most of our conventionally tilled fields, so really liked it. And then in Minnesota this spring, we had a little bit of a challenge. We got planted really early, but we had a really cold temps, really hasn't warmed up hardly at all. So what we saw is the freshening seemed like it really warmed the soil a little bit quicker. We had more even emergence from the freshener compared to some other fields maybe around the area that weren't freshened. So we really like that. It seemed like we had a little better emergence, a little more consistency. So excited with the way we've set up the growing season here.
Awesome. Yeah, I know. We just did a couple root digs behind us here. On the right hand side of the screen, you're going to see would be the liquid P and K side of things, and on the left hand side of things, you'd see more of the conventional dry strip till side of things. However, across the board, what I saw, something that really stood out to me was the uniformity in that seed furrow and that seed trench. What I like to see as a rep, you know, uh, just digging in there, the seed to soil contact was fantastic. There was enough oxygen in there to kind of filter some of the water. Like it was a fantastic bed for that root to get off to a great start. So it's looking nice.
Excellent.
You mentioned efficiency to me. Tell me a little bit more about what you meant by that. Did you see it on liquid side of things? Maybe elaborate just a little bit.
Yeah, big thing that we like is with liquid, it's easier to handle. At Fast we have a lot of liquid products with the sprayer, the liquid fertilizer applicators, and then now our Duraplacer toolbar. So the thing that kind of sets it apart is the big 2,400-gallon tanks. We're able to get good efficiency. We're able to still apply pretty high rates, but cover a lot of acres in between fills. And then combining that with the 60-foot toolbar, a big focus that we've had with our toolbar and the row units that we're working with is we're not trying to go a full 12 inches deep. We're keeping that to
Right.
6 or 7 inches at max depth. We're able to be more efficient with our horsepower requirements. So like with our strip freshener this spring, we're pulling that with an 8RT 370. We're going 10 mile an hour with it, pair that with the big tank, and we're still able to put on a good amount of liquid and be efficient and cover our acres on a timely basis.
Absolutely. As we, head out of here, first I want to say thank you. This has been fantastic. Really, really, happy at the opportunity to get to work with you guys. We've got a couple more of these videos to do together. The next one will be focused on, kind of that in-season nitrogen application. There's many ways to do it, but you guys focus on the side dress bar, right? And we can kind of highlight that a little bit going forward. But me coming from Nature's, right, liquid company, that's a very important pass for us when we talk about efficiencies, when we talk about feeding the crop and really packing on the pounds. Like that's to me, that's one of the most important stages, right? Those like I said, thanks so much for meeting us out here.